A former detective, an ex-city councilman, and a governor-appointed police commissioner. But does a decision made by a well-known anti-crime leader conflict with state law?
41 Action News investigator Andy Alcock explains.
It all boils down to Missouri law, specifically dealing with the St. Louis and Kansas City police departments. That law in part states active police commissioners cannot participate in partisan political activity.
What happened, it was an honest mistake.
A well-known face, Alvin Brooks has spent decades in public service trying to reduce crime in Kansas City. But the 41 Action News investigators recently obtained this flyer, which advertises a July 2015 reception for Missouri gubernatorial candidate Chris Koster. Brooks is listed as a host for the event, held at the home of Kansas City attorney Brian McAllister. The flyer lists Brooks as a former Kansas City councilman and mayor pro tem, but not as a current police commissioner. Brooks gave $150 on the same day as the reception. Last week, he told us he had second thoughts about that support, so he called Police Board Secretary and Attorney David Kenner for advice.
And he told me that although the statute is somewhat ambiguous, his advice to me was to come down on the side of caution and not participate, and that was in. I didn't participate any further.
But he did. State records show just months after the reception, Brooks gave two more $25 donations to Koster's campaign on January 31st and March 2nd of this year. Brooks confirms the donations. Missouri law states commissioners other than the mayor will refrain from partisan political activity.
On the first blush, it appears to be a violation that a person who is a member of the Board of Police Commissions cannot make political contributions.
After showing UMKC law professor Ray Foreman our documents, he referenced a 1984 Missouri Supreme Court case, which resulted in a Kansas City police officer losing his job for giving a campaign donation. Foreman says the only option for a police commissioner violating the same law is removal.
You don't want to call 911 and have the police drive up in your yard and go, "Oh, you got the wrong political sign in your yard. I don't believe I'll answer this call."
Kenner says a more recent section of the law doesn't say anything about off-duty political activity, making it more ambiguous.
It doesn't seem to be ambiguous to me, I'll say that.
Do you want to stay on the board?
I would like to stay on the board. I think I've served Kansas City well.
Brooks has been on the police board since 2010. Missouri's governor appoints members of the police board. If you're supporting Mr. Koster and then he becomes governor, you're more likely to get appointed to the board, right?
They could very well. That's up to the governor. I would serve at the pleasure of the governor.
But Koster lost, so we reached out to Governor-elect Eric Greitens' transition team. A spokesman declined comment. At KCMO Police Headquarters, I'm investigator Andy Alcock, 41 Action News.